Take that.
We're back.
Hmm?
I keep changing scenes while you guys are drinking. I don't know what's going on here. I feel kind of left out. Let me have some water. Oh, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Water,
some Kentucky fine
That's
water.
some Flint, Michigan water.
Yeah. It's from my well.
Don't forget the obligatory. All right. Well, the next day, you guys are up early and go to the stables. Horses are made ready for you, and
Who's our two dudes? Our two guys.
Tham and Wirt.
Oh.
Tham
Tham.
and
Wirt.
Wirt.
With the A or U?
And they're
You asking?
Yeah.
You.
Thank you.
they're town guards or what is their
Yeah, they're castle guards.
castle guards?
We didn't ride, though. Used to work in the stables before we got older and got our muscles.
Well, good. Welcome along, guys. We're gonna tell them what we're gonna do, and that when we go off and put ourselves in a little bit of danger, we don't expect them to come, but if they would watch the horses and
Sure.
stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Great.
Onwards. All right. Yeah, onwards. Cool. All right. Well, we saddle up, get you guys all situated, and help you with your packs and loading up your horses and all that stuff. And they're basically acting as groomsmen as well as guards. They'll follow along, be your rear guard, as it were.
Yeah, escort.
Sure.
Moving up. All right.
So, let's talk about the direction we're going to take this. We go the same way we came.
Mhm.
Is there a way to get up on top of the cliff?
Oh, you could circle around behind it, up into the higher, yeah.
I feel like looking down the keep is a much better way to start this off.
Yeah. So we got half a day to get to the river. Well, we got a couple hours to get
A few
to the
hours,
river.
yeah. You're not going to do breakneck speed now because you're not chasing anybody, but yeah, a few hours to the fording point, and then
So to avoid, I don't think it would be wise for us to camp like next to the, what are we calling this thing, castle or
the keep.
the keep?
Yeah.
I don't think we. So why don't we make camp off the side of the road by the river?
Well, even if you're leaving very early this time,
I know.
which means a few hours to the ford, cross over, maybe another ford to get in the area of the keep, and you can decide how you're going to approach it at that point. But you're talking early afternoon. You won't, really need to make a camp at this point. They're happy just hanging on to the horses in case
I just want to be.
you want to make a quick.
I want to be a good distance
Getaway.
away, so that there's no chance that they see us coming. Kind of.
How far away?
Quarter day, 3 hours away. From
I mean,
us.
that's almost back to the ford.
Yeah, that's what I was actually kind of
So
thinking.
you want to
You want to
have the horses on the far side of the ford, on the keep side of the ford, but maybe an hour from the ford, 3 hours from the keep.
Does that seem reasonable to you guys? Because that gives us a 3-hour walk there to go start making mischief,
Yeah.
which gives us a full day of
3 hours is
adventuring
better.
after our spec.
Yeah. Return to that.
That works.
And also, there might be goblin patrols. We don't know.
Exactly, and I don't want our guys.
3 hours
is a safe distance, I hope.
Okay.
But we're still an hour off the road, so we shouldn't get bandit traffic too. So
Yeah, and they'll help you. Guards will help you make camp,
okay.
maybe off of the deer paths.
Sure.
So you're not, right on a well-traveled path. Not that they're well-traveled, but
Yeah.
they're obvious enough. The ranger can spot them. mile away.
Hey, favorite terrain.
All right, and then, so I'm guessing that this is around noon then by the time we set up
Sure.
camp and stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. So do you guys want to head out there? Maybe take a look around, scouting.
Sure, we can do it.
All right, and then tomorrow we'll actually start an expedition.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know about the one tunnel for sure. Where else?
This could be a really bad situation. There's tunnels all around the mountain.
I think so too.
I think while we climb up, we should keep our eyes out for tunnels.
I got it. That's good enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you get closer to the
That's
keep.
a dilapidated keep. Yep.
See that in the distance? You get above on the cliffs above and behind. So you're up here-ish, right?
Yeah.
I'll just leave that out. You know what the keep looks like. And from above, you get a much better idea even.
Any signs of activity or?
Yeah, you slip your way up to the edge so you can see down into the keep, and it's rainy and overcast, so no problem for these kinds of creatures who generally shun the light of day, and you can see them out and about in the courtyard of the keep. Looks like they've slaughtered whatever bodies were left down there, and they actually have a few posts, and I mean like wooden posts set up where they've tied up these, it's only been a few days, tied up the bodies of the dead that were left behind. And it would appear that perhaps, well, you can see some of them eating. So it's obvious they're cooking up parts of the bodies of the humans that were left behind and eating them. It's definitely hobgoblins. You can see at least a half a dozen milling about in here.
Can you see how they're getting into the fort?
No. If there's some other way into here from...
Mainly I would think they have a bridge.
They do not.
Okay.
They have not set up any sort of a bridge or plank or anything.
It's disturbing. I didn't think hobgoblins could jump that well.
Yeah, like you said, other tunnels, right?
Yeah.
Or we never stepped foot inside the building.
You do know that from behind the tower there was a jump over to a little ledge which led to a tunnel within that went down like 40 feet, which would lead you to believe that it's lower than the level of the courtyard. So if there's a complex underneath that goes out, ranges out underneath here, there may be some other access point from within that heads down into that tunnel system from within one of the chambers in the keep itself.
You get like a quick head count?
Half a dozen. I mean, how long you're taking your time, half hour, keeping an eye out, watching what's going on. It's pretty disgusting watching them eat.
Help me out a little bit here. I'm not as familiar maybe as these guys are. How tough is a hobgoblin compared to a normal person?
Well, they're as large or larger than the largest knights that you saw around.
Okay.
Yeah, they're big, beefy.
So they're tall and very
A little hunched over, but
okay.
imagine a 7-foot Neanderthal build.
Okay.
Goblinoid creature. Very muscular. Oh, yeah. And they're shoving each other around, too. These guys are definitely...
Physical.
Yeah, physical and constantly asserting the pecking order. And it's easy enough to just grab another arm to eat, but one will shove a slightly smaller one and grab his food and start eating it before a whole fight breaks out and he gets torn in half and they both have something to gnaw on.
So not as tough as a beholder, but they'd probably take a crocodile.
Okay.
Well, should we do some close scouting? We can go mouse around, or
I feel like half a dozen. I might just want to make a strike.
I don't think we want to alert them. I think we want a whole day of sunlight.
Yeah.
to-
Oh, not right now.
Yeah.
No, definitely not right now.
Yeah, I'd rather not engage them at all today while it's cloudy. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll get better weather tomorrow for fighting hobgoblins. At some point, we're gonna have to go down in holes, though. But the sooner they know we're here, the more fortified they'll be when we.
I feel like they know that we know without them.
That's true.
And if somebody knows, there were humans here, they were killed, they know somebody else who wasn't with them, it would have seemed that this...
Does anybody speak hobgoblin?
No, I don't think you do. Verisidin, who was the leader that you guys killed and brought back his head, right?
Yeah.
It seems when he went down that chute,
He was talking to him.
he was talking to him, so they must have known these guys they're eating at this point, or knew they were here.
What I'm hoping is that right now, there's only a few of them. Maybe this is them testing the water to see if it's safe. If we just kill them, maybe they'll decide it's not worth it. Or doing that could just bring up the whole bunch of hobgoblins right now. But
I think if I were a hobgoblin, I don't think the keep would be my stronghold because it doesn't have a roof. They don't want to be out in the day. I think because we're humanoids, not ground dwellers, we think of that as the prize, but I don't think they would. I think if they're infesting this mountain, I don't know that the keep is a.
the Barons seem to think it was a possibility. If we think
that
that
would take.
And the way he talked about it,
That's what they're gonna
hobgoblins like to take over
Fortify.
places that they can fortify and build on, and
say. All right.
they're not like regular goblins who just kind of range around and nomadically, make camps and cause trouble where they can. These guys dig in. That was the fear, that they would utilize these ruins as a place to be that much closer to the barony.
I imagine them like a bunch of ants. Like they're here looking for sugar. What if they don't find sugar, they're not going to be here.
Sure you don't want to give them a little sugar?
I think some sugar.
or we attack. They take some losses. Reinforcements come, find out that they need to strengthen their defenses. And that forces them to dig in quicker and harder.
Certainly the way the Baron was talking about it, there's an inevitability that if they
Stay
get a
there for
foothold
long
here,
time.
there will be reinforcements.
Yeah.
I mean,
How soon those would come, or how much of an effort they'll put
Or
into
where
it,
they come from.
or where they come from. There's a question. Where do these, if this is a scouting party or a vanguard for a larger force, where's this larger force
And
coming
why were
from?
they working with the bandit guy? Vasily.
Yeah.
Vasectomy, whatever it is.
Vasectomy, yes.
it's actually
Verisidin.
Varicida,
Varicida.
that was it. That was close.
it's good. It's good.
Very close.
Like, I feel like we have little to gain if there was a hobgoblin horde.
We would see more than 6.
There's 2 more than 6, and also they would have fortified it already. I don't think that the bandits being there
I
would
agree.
have been any.
I don't think it's a horde. I think this is a preemptive strike to
Yeah.
prevent hoarding.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So, okay. So I think, and if you guys agree, our strategy right now is let's get some scouting intel, and tomorrow let's come with a battle plan.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's figure out how they're getting into and out of the keep. So that we can prevent them from reinforcing if there is indeed a hidey hole in there somewhere they can come out of, and so that we can prevent them from escaping if we can seal that hole and kill the group that's in there. You know what I mean? Maybe we can.
Yeah.
So being sneaky, I think, is you for the most part. I can certainly animal around. Maybe we can talk to some of the local animals too and ask them what they might know.
About taco? Yeah, sure.
What do you think, Tyler? What do you want to do?
I mean, I have speak with animals as a spell. You can try and scavenge up some rats, send them in, see what they find, and then decide on how we want to scout.
Yeah, I can speak with animals also. Okay. So
After an hour, you guys are having these conversations, discussing your plans about how to scout. You do feel as if this is where they're mainly munching and cooking and everything, but you see them wandering here and there and whatever. There seems to be
a lot of traffic that way.
Traffic going back and forth into here. So perhaps if they're somewhere else underneath or beyond in the cliffs, they might be accessing that from here. In fact, why don't everybody give me a perception check?
Come on, bring me dice.
Oh. That's 17.
My eyes are closed.
16. Okay, well, the two of you pick up first on watching per hour. You begin to discern differences. I mean, how do you tell one hobgoblin from another? Well, you watch them for a while and you start to see that this guy doesn't have a...
Give names.
Yeah.
We can't tag him and release him, but
left limb and
he's got a scar on his right upper arm and
half a breastplate and
he's wearing an axe,
tattoo face, and
he really likes to chew the bones.
Bone and nose. Yeah, and before too long you realize, oh, there's more than a dozen here. These ones that are going in and out, carrying stuff with them back and forth, these aren't the same ones all the time. There's at least a dozen you've seen so far.
Okay, that makes us outnumbered.
We were outnumbered before.
Now, nobody has been bothering you up on this cliff. You could certainly watch them longer. There's still a few hours of overcast daylight.
I'd rather be at camp by night. Just in case they send out patrols at night.
Yeah. So, okay. But we got good information. About 15, we have some idea where they might be coming in and out of the keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go back to camp and start formulating our...
So you just slip back off of the cliff face and do a nice circular roundabout to keep some distance between you and the keep itself, and you make it back to camp, and Thin and Wirt are back there. Damn, I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
We didn't ask about his house.
I mean, the vasectomy guy's dead. I don't need...
Yeah. So we didn't see any other entrances or caves?
You did not.
Okay, cool. Alright, yeah, so let's set up watches and get some sleep.
Alright, well, let's make a plan, too, before we...
Okay.
So we'll get up in the morning, we'll go there. How do we want to... I think what we want to do is... It's always the same strategy, right? Choke point, right? Let's force them through a door or something where we can 4 versus 15 them because only 1 or 2 can come through the door at a time kind of thing. And it sounds like around the corner and down and up through that hole is our choke point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to do is somehow seal that off so that whatever is in the courtyard we can deal with. That's probably going to be a pretty rough fight. And then they can't get down there, and meanwhile, other people can't get up. Now, that doesn't mean they might not come from somewhere else, in which case we might have to book it, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Any ideas how to seal it off?
I think I should have gotten the scroll featherball.
Scroll featherball.
You can turn into a fish.
I could.
Put it around while everybody else runs away.
And they could eat me and choke on the bones.
Yes. You would get experience points for that.
I would? All right.
And if you're wearing your new amulet.
Yeah,
I will keep that in mind. No, I'm not wearing that. You are.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I think there's choke point. There's also height advantage. I always like being on top of a wall or a tower.
Well, it's true. We could sit up there and launch arrows at them or
Yeah.
something, except I'm not proficient with any ranged weapon.
You do also know that they have crossbows, heavy crossbows.
Okay. So they'd shoot back.
I mean,
They were shooting from below last time
15
around.
of them shooting at 4 of us.
And you do see that they have large, curved blades.
And they do have the advantage of terrain. Like, they will know the area better than we do, right? There's presumably other holes, other places. Good idea. That's a good thought.
Well, that's why I was going to send in like the little horde of rats to scout around.
How can we... Okay, so when it comes to, like, sealing a door or something, I can entangle, like I did with the guy when he was trying to escape. I can create an area that would be very difficult for them to pass through.
right.
As a way of sealing that off. But that will only last for about a minute or so, and I can't cast other spells while I'm doing that. I can move, but I have to concentrate. So then it would basically be you 3 against...
Well, I think you can cast spells. You just can't do concentration spells.
Oh,
Right.
I don't know. If I can do any of those.
It's weird, this edition.
Well, my damage spell is the concentration.
Oh, okay, then yeah. That's not going to do it. I mean, I can put them to sleep, but when it comes down to the way I do damage, it's by hitting them.
Yeah, we do have the jets.
The what?
The gems?
Which gems?
Elemental
the
gems?
fire and the water.
Yeah. Could we? So that makes a fire elemental. Who would do what? Would we do stand at the door?
Yeah,
It would listen to it would listen to his command if he throws it down.
Yeah.
So he can create like 8 of these small little ones.
Oh,
This-
8 of the. I saw that.
Yeah.
Half challenge rating.
Yeah.
But a half challenge rating thing is like a dog, right?
They just need to run in and touch things to catch fire.
Well, I mean, it's a
Is it
ruined keep.
is the keep flammable? Is there stuff there that would have burned or would burn? Can we set it on fire?
It's slightly overgrown, but no, not really.
I'm not trying to like burn the structure itself, what's inside.
I know you're trying to start fires to burn them.
Yeah.
And that's what I was
I
asking.
like the idea.
We haven't been inside to have any clue.
Not inside the doorway, no. But on the
I'm going to send them in.
okay.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, before you can send them in, there's a half a dozen or so in the courtyard we saw today that we'll have to deal with. And then if we engage those, they're going to raise alarm, and presumably more will come out too. Right? While we're so what I'm suggesting is there some way we can seal them so that the half a dozen in the courtyard can't get away and reinforcements can't come in, so that we can break them into 2 or 3 groups where we don't have to fight 15 at once, or 6 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. You know what I mean?
So you want to close the gate, fight what's in the courtyard, keep others from coming in.
And then make a choke point where if they want to come out, they got to come through this. And
That'd
then,
be the door.
yeah, exactly, the door.
So, look at this map, right? There's this door here.
Yeah, that's the one that they said they were coming.
And then
out.
we know that somehow that guy got up on top of this building. So I'm guessing that there are stairs that go to every little somewhere. So if just because we block this door doesn't mean they're not going to pour out on the roof.
That's true. That's a good point. So maybe we need to find the hole on the inside. Well, another option here's a whole different tack.
You didn't see anything from above. Maybe he just climbed up
You
there.
think so?
They obviously were ready for you guys. They had set up a barricade inside there so they could shoot at you as you came through the gate. So he would have had time to climb up there. And certainly, obviously, they winched her up there as well. In fact, she probably would have, at some point when she was recounting the story on the trip back or when they got back to the Baron, would have said, yeah, oh, and then they hauled me up onto the roof. And,
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, blocking is great.
I could do silence. So that way, in case they raise an alarm at the doorway, no sounds can get through.
What's the radius on sound?
It's 20-foot radius.
Pretty strong. That might.
No sounds can pass through silence?
No sounds can pass through silence.
Oh,
So if they have it like near the door.
Tunnel?
Yeah.
Yell down.
We don't know where in this entire place the actual thing.
That's why I would just like focus it right in the middle, so that way it fully encompasses the door that we saw, or we know that's there.
Okay.
Yeah, one other option too, I just want to throw this out. I know we've done this scouting. We can actually literally throw all that away and try to sneak down the hole we went in before and just see what we found.
I'm not sure we could get there without going in the castle.
I have a rope of climbing.
Aren't we on top of
Down
the
the
cliff?
ledge.
Yeah, we're on top of.
Yeah. Can we just drop rope down?
only when someone had some sort of a rope of climb.
Yeah.
We
Or
could go
climb
down
or
some
something.
stuff. Yeah.
But that's going to be tough because we'd get spotted.
If we're lucky, they wouldn't be looking at the thinking two-dimensional.
If we're lucky, it's sunny and they won't even be.
Outside.
Yeah. We had a way to control the weather or create some way to. I like the idea of coming down from the top. I just wish we had somewhere to retreat to.
Yeah, that's the hard part, right? If we get overwhelmed. Or...
I like the idea of a battle line so that if things go wrong, we can just run.
Yeah, like if we drop down on them, we're going to be completely surrounded.
Yeah, and we can't, there's no backtrack. So maybe that's a bad idea. So, sorry I suggested it.
We didn't really investigate any of these rooms either, so we don't know what room would make a good, safe place.
I don't think any room will be safe because if we choose to barricade ourselves in a room, we're going to find ourselves the victim of fire or walls collapsing from, time and pressure, right? Like, we're
That's not
trapped.
possible.
We trap ourselves in a room. So I want to be able to run away.
That's still an option now.
It is.
Well, what I could do is I could scale the wall.
How much
Drop the
XP do
gate.
we get for that?
They're closed in. You guys climb up behind me. We fight from the wall where we can easily just scale back over and run if we need to.
You might be able to scale easily. One at a time.
These guys, as you think more about it, are well armored. They're talking chain and shield, couple and half plate. Compared to, what are your armor classes?
16 now.
17.
17.
20.
Yeah, except for you. These guys are,
+1 armor, +1 shield.
Yeah.
these guys are well armored. They're bigger, each of them is bigger than any one of you. And there are at least a dozen of them. More than a dozen, even from spotting them and watching them and such. There's a very good chance if you get into a skirmish with these guys. And they, you saw, a couple of them standing around, they're wielding weapons. They're wielding a couple that are equivalent of long swords, or great swords, long swords. Dual wield, they're just, or not dual wielding, they get shields and they're swinging them around and stuff, and just from their martial prowess, you're thinking these guys swing a couple of times every time they get a chance. So, I don't know how many hits you guys can take, but how many longsword hits do you think you could take if you got hit by multiple guys who were getting 2 attacks every time? How many of those do you think you could take before you're down and out?
5, 3, or 4.
Well, I get 3 mirror images.
Right? Right.
I can level the playing field a little bit.
I don't think the sleep fill is going to put very many to sleep, unless you got a better.
I got fairy fire.
That's a +1 to hit.
That's a grand advantage.
Yeah, that's what.
That's big.
Or we could just
How
not
many
fight
can
the
you hit?
highly militarized goblinoid race that I didn't want to metagame. That these guys are at an official army. They don't lightly send forces.
They also hate elves. Traditionally, elves would
I can
know
work
that
with that.
hobgoblins
I don't think elves like them either.
will fight to the death. This is good news for the human being who would be sidestepped so that they can get extra swings in on elves. But once the elves are down, there's a lot
Be the
more meat on
fastest.
your bones.
They'd be faster than one of you.
I don't have to outrun them.
So around the slowest one here. Doing all like zombie apocalypse style.
Clearly, we need to find some.
And straight up, not every fight's
Fair.
something you could potentially win.
Yeah, I know.
We're
That's
not,
why we need something that gives us a big advantage on this if we're going to do this.
So 3 times down at least.
Maybe this is something for the barons to mull over for a bit and send a good-sized army here to deal with.
Is that what our characters would think? I mean, we're not.
That's what we were told.
That's what you were told by the baron. That's what he was planning to do.
All right.
Also, I really hate hobgoblins, and I want to kill them off.
Fair enough.
But
You guys are welcome to throw your lives away on any windmill you like.
yeah.
No thanks.
I can make more windmills and you can make more characters.
I don't want to die without Sir Dunley dying first. I want to be clear on that.
Well, we already sabotaged his armor, so we're fine. He'll be sent back with the army. Second he gets hit, that armor falls apart, and boom. No more Dunley.
Like die at the tournament.
Yeah. Might be better.
Alright, second the horse starts running, just chest piece falls off. Oh.
I'll say this is going to be good.
But if you guys could just calling this a scouting mission and being done with it, you could head back to town. There's no shame. We can even pack it in for the night, call it a game, and
I don't know.
maybe play a board game for the rest of the night.
I get 3 second-level spells, and I haven't tried to cook anybody today.
Hey, maybe you can. Maybe you guys are. Maybe I'm underestimating
The bloodlust
the potential.
Yeah, well, I mean, we spent like most of the session in town. Like, come on, we didn't even start any fires.
Brought a cloth merchant to justice.
Yeah, we sure did. Go team.
Well,
Team
Dunley's good.
effort.
You know, somehow Dunley's going to get the credit for that anyway.
Yeah.
No, he was practicing all day. He had no part in that.
You know, histories.
Don't worry, word's gonna travel that.
Official documentation. I'm
Look.
the only one involved.
Local histories rewritten by the Baron.
I think the bard might sing the song differently. We'll see.
Sure, you know. You're singing it wrong!
No,
Can we run away from the hobgoblins?
in the day,
At this point, you can just leave. You're like an hour from the river.
Oh, I know.
We can try and just explore the world around us.
Yeah. If you guys don't want to fight them,
I think I think what we're being told is good advice. It sounds like it's unwise. Our characters would know this, right? That it would be unwise for us to
The
engage.
Baron has as much as said so.
Yeah.
That this is something that requires a much larger force, that he would gather other barons, discuss the best way to do it. They'd each send out knights. You've got knights from all over the kingdom here that are going to be here for the wedding, that are still going to be here.
But it'd still be
Could be pressed into service.
still could be fun to take out a couple of them, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Can we bait them into a trap?
Wait for our scouts to leave the fort, ambush them, shoot them full of elven arrows, and leave.
I mean, there's that option. If we can draw a couple out from the fort to chase an elf or something,
Yeah.
and then
There's probably a well
waylay them.
in the fort, so it's not like they're sending out for water, but they have to
Food is probably
send
a
some
good night.
people out. Well, they've got bodies that they're eating now, and they probably have brought provisions with them. Firewood's something they have to go out and get, though, right?
Yeah.
Can I find?
Probably do that at night, though.
Can I
would.
try and make use of my natural explorer to try and track some of their supply parties?
So you want to search around the keep,
Yeah.
100 yards out.
So this would be the next day then. Because we went back to camp, right? And we're trying to make a plan right now before we go to bed.
it's
for the next
evening
day.
time now. You could do this at night, though.
At night,
Let's not do it.
yeah. Let's explore the hobgoblin camp at night. Sounds like a bad.
I mean,
No, it's not exploring. He's exploring on the outside, see if there's any like parties that would go out to the forest. And
I'm going to hunt down the people in the dark.
can we?
I hear what you're saying.
That's not an ability you need to roll for, right? You know, I'm going to say that
Tracking would be survival nature.
I'm going to say in the process of having come to the keep and circuitously circled around to get up on the cliffs and then done the same thing to go back, that you would have seen a number of tracks where it's obvious where they've gone off and hacked off some dead branches and, you know, moved around outside of the keep. So you've already seen tracks. You would have spotted those.
All right. Then
So if that's the kind of thing you're looking for, definitely they sometimes come out of the keep at some point. And it's obvious they come out and chop wood and
Well, I guess they would come out at night. Do we want to like set up an ambush near one of those spots and
that'd be your best bet.
then just plan to run for it after we curfew?
I mean, it's going to be a supply thing. They're probably going to cut down a branch, have like 2 carry it.
a couple of these guys could carry quite a bit of firewood.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, that's what you guys want to do. I'm game. Want to?
These guys who wanted to come fight hobgoblins, let's fight hobgoblins. Game on, bro.
Go to the hobgoblins.
All right.
Elves?
She's in front. She's got the amulet.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
So the
Just in
The
time to
decision
talk them out
is-
of it.
we realize they're too strong for us. Okay. So what we're gonna do is go out at night, and we're gonna try to ambush some of them gathering firewood.
Okay.
Just to put a couple heads on pikes.
Okay.
And prove that we went scouting, I guess, when we get back.
Oh.
A couple ears or teeth or something to show, and then say, but the camp is too large for 4 people for us 4 to deal with. But you know, here's what we know.
Yeah, we can tell them like how well armored they are and everything, and where they're coming from in the keep.
So, okay, one last thing before we do this.
Okay.
I want to do this. I want to fight him. I want to kill him. Is it a bad idea from the perspective of will they then more vigorously double down their efforts to reinforce that area? Will they become more cautious? In other words, would we be better to just let them become complacent? Or should we poke the hornet's nest? You know what I'm saying? Are we poking the hornet's nest or are we weakening them?
So Tham and Wirt are here too while
Yeah.
you're doing these discussions. And
What are they?
one of them says, "Do they even know we're here?
No.
Didn't you guys just kill off the bandits that were here?
Oh, that's true.
Did you run into any of the hobgoblins?"
We saw one,
We saw, yeah.
and then we left.
3 shot at me.
So they knew of you, but you left.
Mm-hmm.
So I come out, take out a patrol party, heads on spikes in the woods,
It already
carve
happened.
some elven runes underneath. They start thinking an elven warband's watching.
I mean, here's the other thing.
So
Or stir them up.
So these hobgoblins, they're pretty strong, huh?
Bigger than a night.
Do they know how to track people?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm
They
not
must.
I mean, they're humanoids. It's possible, but I don't think they're great forest dwellers. I think they're more live underground.
I'm assuming this is leading up to they've been tracking us, so.
Roll an opposed check to see
Yeah.
we eat it.
Oh, yeah, eat it.
What'd you roll? What?
Another one. That's 2 1s.
17.
I call.
Eat it.
I call. Eat the Skittles.
Eat it. Yeah.
I don't think you guys do that bad on the floor.
I mean, they already know. Here's the thing: if we kill a few of them, okay, we're gonna rile them up. But then, if we just leave for whatever a week or two,
They're gonna go back down
go
to.
back down. Like we're not planning on coming back anytime soon.
That's fine.
I mean,
I,
we're planning on coming back after the wedding.
After the wedding, and then
Yeah.
when everything is situated there.
I don't know if we will.
Yeah, they might not.
I would like to be a part of this. I would like to see this through.
Okay, fair enough. Then I guess we will.
Sure.
The only thing I want is some souvenirs to take back to show that we offed a couple of them
Okay.
at least.
I mean-
So I don't care ears or teeth or heads.
Pets are usually the best thing.
Yeah, but he
Do
said
they,
he wanted to put some head on a pike.
Do they have something to cut off heads this time?
I have a dagger.
Some sort of
Oh,
sharp
we still don't have
implement.
anything to cut off heads.
Daggers are kukri. It's a hacking weapon.
Remember last time we tried to cut off the guy's head? And
I tried to cut off the head while they were climbing up a ladder.
it didn't work out, right?
He said I didn't have time.
Yeah. So we're not gonna have time. To
They're
cut
dead in the woods. As long as more aren't running
As long
toward
as they
us.
didn't raise an alarm, yeah. That's what
Anybody
silence
can
is
use a
for.
sword to hack off something's head if it's dead.
And as long as they're more than 300 feet away, they can't hear Thunderwave.
I mean, you can just cast silence on them, and then we'll ambush them.
What happens if I cast Thunderwave into a silence
Silence?
zone?
Silence overrides it.
Yeah.
Because silence is meant to be for either canceling out
No,
enemy
this
spellcasters.
is not. It's just pointing out the irony of Thunderwave only being heard from 100 yards.
All right, so
Is that one of those obvious ones?
we'll make this ambush at night, and then
Tonight.
flee during
Yep.
the night.
So I tell you what, let's tell our friends Tham and Wirt.
Start sharpening pikes.
Get the
Keep the horses at the ready.
get the horses ready. Let's break camp now. We're not even going to camp here tonight. We're going to come back in the middle of the night. Sound all right?
You guys are going to head off into the darkness and then come hightailing it back, and we'll just take off.
Yep.
Few hours, whatever, something like that.
Right.
Welcome to adventuring.
Wait, we got a 3-hour walk there and a 3-hour walk back.
Here's the worst part. If we're an hour into the forest, can we even ride the horses in the forest?
We can.
Yeah, once you get on the deer trails, you can.
Okay.
you can ride along. I mean, you can't go at breakneck speed, but
So from the sounds of it, we'll be back in 8 hours. I assume by the time we get there, it'll be dark or getting dark.
sure.
And then we got 2 hours to set our ambush. And then 3 hours to come back. Maybe less if we're moving quickly.
Yeah, I wish it would be.
Even quicker once you evacuate your bowels. So, there's that.
I wish we could plan the ambush closer to dawn, but I'm worried that if we did that, then they would already have enough firewood.
It seems reasonable. We don't know when we're going to come out to fire. Maybe they're like
they
the
won't.
rest of us and just lazy and won't do it till the last minute, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we need to shoot a flaming arrow at their stack of firewood to make sure they come out that minute.
I mean, that's one way to not get.
Like the rest of us. He won't throw us under the bus. He'll drag us under there with him.
Yeah. Come join me.
But he won't just throw us.
That's
All right.
Maybe they're lazy.
I don't like
you
being
guys.
alone under the bus.
They're lazy like all of us.
I don't want to be alone under the bus.
Let's sneak over to one of these spots. And,
All right. So that's the plan. Head on back. Horses at the ready. These guys are going to take turns sleeping for a few hours each.
Sounds good.
Keep
We're gonna
the
be tired.
horses unsaddled for 5 or 6 hours before they saddle them back up and make ready, since it's going to take you guys definitely that long. They know how long it took for you to make this first scouting trip. It was about 7 hours. 3 hours there, an hour waiting around, an hour coming, 3 hours coming back. So they got a gauge of how long it will take, and they're going to make the most of it resting-wise and guarding-wise, and make sure the horses are as comfortable as possible in the meantime, so that they, you don't want to leave a horse saddled for 8 hours just standing around.
Okay, you're the ranger.
Yeah.
Tell us where to go to. What is the best spot?
Talk. Use your words.
Give it one last chance to not be put back in the
What do you
tin for
roll?
the rest of the night. It'd be survival to track. Or to find the
To
track.
what end? It's not that difficult. You're going to go 3 hours toward and try to pick up on some of the tracks where you know they were already cutting wood.
Yep.
Oh, we
Assuming
found
it's-
like the actual spot there.
Sure.
Oh, then yeah, then I'll just lead them there.
Okay, fair enough.
I
stealthily.
climb a tree.
Once you get there,
Hopefully not the one they chopped down.
climb a nearby tree so you have a good look at the area where they were cutting down dead trees.
I'm just going to shoot them from in the tree.
Right.
I'm not getting in a melee.
I mean, you have to run.
I have ring of jumping.
Oh, okay.
Well, you get close to there, and you tell them you're going to climb a tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess we can't go anywhere else. We have to be. Are we in a woods? Can he actually archer
Wooded
from a
Hills.
tree?
Sure, if he has an idea
If they're
about where
close
they're
enough.
going to be.
Okay, so we are in a good spot. Okay.
He thinks so.
Would you rather not go up the tree?
I don't. I have no ranged weapon.
Oh, you know.
Nope. I can cast spells anyway. It's kind of my plan.
Oh, I thought you could.
Alright, I will stay on the ground then.
No,
No one else
it's
can.
okay.
No.
We just can't get down, so I don't think I'm going to go up.
Oh,
You
no, I
can
was
jump
going-
down.
That wasn't a hobgoblin.
Oh.
Trees limbs getting snapped off as this large creature appears to be an ogre
Oh, no.
striding ahead of several hobgoblins.
Time to run.
He was walking toward this area where you assumed they were coming.
We gotta run away from ogres. Do we?
Kind of-
I don't know anything about them. You guys tell me.
No, this is what. Fine.
This is what we
Can I-
signed up for.
Roll perception to identify the numbers.
8?
Oh, it's several hobgoblins and an ogre.
So 3 and 1.
The ogre's lumbering ahead of them toward the area where they were cutting down wood before. And he gets up there and he's about 10 feet away from where they were cutting wood before. You guys are maybe 5 yards, 10 yards away from there. What do you want? You tell me, 5 or 10?
10.
Okay,
Yeah.
10 yards away from this spot. So you had a good spot, good vantage for shooting without having too many trees in the way. And this ogre just turns around and hikes up his loincloth and starts taking a massive dump.
Perfect. Time.
Are we shooting this thing or are we running?
There you go. And the hobgoblins, they've got axes with them, and they
I
just
can
start
pop out.
hacking
one of
at
the
some trees
elementals
nearby
to
there.
Buy us time.
To run?
Figured pop out a couple shots, see how well that does. Pop out.
Now, with all the hacking of the wood and such, you could certainly slip away, probably unnoticed at this point. They're all focused on either cutting logs or dropping them.
How many hobgoblins are there?
3.
3 of them.
Oh, 3.
So 3 hobgoblins
And an ogre.
And an ogre.
Okay, I think I'm going to do this.
Right, guys ready?
Let's do it. I got 3 second level spells to cast.
All right.
I'm going to cast them damage.
All right.
All right, you guys get a surprise round if that's your intention.
Well, before they attack, I want to cast Heroism.
You tell them this? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
You going to melee?
He's in a tree.
No, are you going to melee?
Yeah, I'll be
You got the necklace.
Yeah, you going to melee?
I'll be melee.
Okay, cast Heroism on you.
Okay.
All right, now we can attack.
What does heroism do?
Gives him temporary HP and he's not afraid of anything.
Oh, I gained each round. Holy crap. Okay.
This is a bad idea. I love it.
We're adventurers. That's all we have.
Huh?
I said we're adventurers. That's all we have.
Before you actually roll any dice,
Put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye.
I'll take a shot and then I'll just be like,
Do we want to focus the ogre or do we want to
focus the ogre because he's going to be the powerhouse of this.
Yeah, if we can kill the ogre,
The others
even if we just kill the ogre, that's just demoralize them.
I don't know.
It's not
that they're
typical
so
goblins,
easily-
though. They're not gonna.
I don't know that they're easily demoralized. Okay, so I've got my moonbeam spell.
Okay.
Right? Which is a bright light. I think we're far enough away that they won't see it, right?
Yeah, we're 30 feet out, so yeah, we're going to be far enough away from there.
Okay, so all kinds of crazy damage on the ogre. Your sleep spell gets the weakest first, right?
I'll cast it.
Okay. So you want to try sleep on them? Okay.
I'll take a shot at the
I
ogre.
feel like- Do you want to wait till they're all together?
How big's the radius on your moonbeam?
It's like 5 feet radius.
Oh, okay.
5 foot radius, exactly. So I can hit the ogre, basically.
So I can. We gotta see how close they are to each other because I could probably do fairy fire. 20 cube.
Okay, so I'll sleep. You're shooting an arrow. You're moonbeaming. And you're also shooting an arrow.
He's sleeping, I think.
You don't have sleep.
I don't have sleep.
Oh, I'm sorry, fairy fire.
Fairy fire.
Okay, you're fairy fire, sleep, moonbeam, arrows. And our goal is to kill the ogre first.
Yeah,
Yep.
we gotta take out the big hulking thing.
You want me to put the ogre? Just try to put ogre to sleep? Probably not.
No.
Put the hobgoblin.
if I recall, the sleep does hit lower level creatures first.
Yes.
Lowest hit points first, right?
It's definitely going to be hobgoblins rather than ogre.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It wasn't clear to me how many of them would be in the radius.
How close is it from the ogres to the hobgoblins? Like how far apart are they?
Oh, they're all within 20 feet of each other.
I can do the fairy fire then.
Delicious pizza.
Somebody's asking.
For some reason, I wish I had popcorn. With
Someone
this.
is asking in chat, is that Spotted Cow?
It is.
It is.
Welcome to Wisconsin.
Okay,
Welcome from the brewing capital.
there you go, Jojo.
Welcome from the cheese capital, everybody. Moo moo.
Scary
It
ogre.
complements pizza quite well.
See, now we need to get
If you're
indoors.
the melee,
Spotted cow.
you've been designated melee. And I can still do it. But that means you should be in front.
All right. Yeah, I can do that.
Designated melee. Not me.
All right.
Before this happens, I need everybody to make a perception check.
17.
Also 17.
18.
15.
Okay. Now everybody roll a four-sided die.
Four.
4.
2. Just rolled 4.
You dice are shit.
I need another
One.
number. Okay. As you're making your little plan and you're focused on what's going on, in between the axe falls on the wood, you realize, wait, I can hear some axe falls over in that direction too. And you realize, no. I hear axe falls coming from that way. And you say, yeah, but there's some from that direction over there. And then you say, oh no, they're definitely coming from over there.
Right.
Yeah.
He agrees with you.
Yeah.
So there are other hobgoblins not too distant, already also outside the keep, also chopping wood.
This is too many hobgoblins.
Yeah.
Board.
Abort. All right. Boo.
There's too many.
Boo.
Boo. All right. So,
Just saying, you could probably take out an ogre and several hobgoblins and since you're all invisible, be able to run away. And you could fly, right?
I can turn invisible.
I can turn invisible too. And then I can boost. Yeah. No, I can't. So.
I'll turn into a wee little mouse.
That would just be.
I'm a natural
Look
3.
at him sitting in the tree.
I can move stealthily at a fast pace in woods.
So, guys, we need to decide: are we boarding or are we?
We're boarding.
We're boarding.
Yep.
Okay.
So, let's get out of here. I'm going to turn into a cat and,
Run back, yeah.
make my way back to camp. I'm going to try to hang around these guys too.
Ogres.
In case anyone gets
I'm
in trouble.
expecting ogres.
Coming down out of the tree.
Yeah, then 23 for the stealth roll.
Stealth roll?
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
23.
Oh, okay. And you two?
I'll turn
Stealth?
invisible and stealth.
Okay.
I land on the cat's feet.
15 for stealth.
All right.
And then I let out a...
You guys managed to slip away. They don't seem to have noticed.
All right. I guess we'll just go back and camp for the rest of the night and head back the next day.
No, just right back to town.
It's the middle of the night. I'm tired.
I don't want to get murdered.
Okay.
All right, you get back to Thamonworth. All right.
How'd it go?
What'd you get? Ears? Eyeballs?
Yeah,
Heads? Did you get head? Where are you carrying them?
We got a good look. At an ogre.
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 They have an ogre.
Those are those big things, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And it pooped bigger than me.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit worse than what we thought.
Yeah. These foes are beyond us.
They're seem to be chopping down the forest. They're probably going to use that wood not to burn. That's a lot of wood.
I think so too. I think they're clearing the
This
board.
is-
They're starting to fortify.
This
at
is wood
point.
for fortification.
Yeah.
We just can't do it ourselves. Well,
So let's head back.
I better tell the Baron in the next morning.
we'll have to try and convince the Baron that we can't wait.
Especially if we got ogres involved.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's good. We'll get to do this sooner then.
Yeah.
And next time we'll get to do it with our meat shield. I mean,
I feel like such a list, though. Oh, well.
I know. I wanted one of them, right?
Yeah. I'm willing to accept a little bit of risk, but...
I was still willing. I was game when the ogre was there.
Yeah,
too.
the ogre, okay. I thought there were
Just
ogre
those,
and
like,
some of these guys.
3 other groups we heard, plus the ones we didn't hear, most likely. It's not going to be... It's going to be a one-sided fight. Not in our favor.
And we start fighting, and they surround us. And
But I still wanted to laser beam that guy while he was taking a dump. That was all I was excited about, was frying him on the shitter.
I know. That would have been awesome. But yeah, we gotta go back to town.
Yeah.
So, get on the horses, back to town.
Okay. Well, it's closer to dawn when you finally ford the river.
Okay.
It's bedtime.
And get across, no problem. And really, I mean, you're just walking horses. There's no rush, right?
Yeah, sure. We can see in every direction.
You hear a group of mounted riders coming from behind you, heading toward the Baron.
Okay.
The barony.
Any notable symbols?
Yeah, who's the expert here?
Bard.
I have history.
I might.
I have history.
I mean, yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, I have history as one of my skills.
Heraldry, no?
There's no such.
That'd be history.
Roll it.
15.
Oh yeah. These are riders from Jaws. These are from House Venselor.
Leaving the tournament?
Heading toward.
Oh. Well, we can give them the good news that the tournament was delayed because of the rain.
There you go.
Yeah, well, ups and downs.
And these are big hairy bastards. They look like there's furries. Our buddy over there. And they're all singing a riding song and passing around ale while they ride. Enjoying themselves immensely. Sounds like a song that essentially says they're going to come kick some ass at a tournament. They apparently have plans for other nights winning. There's something about winning every bet. There's something about taking other guys' horses.
These are nice enough, right?
I mean, I'm not doing it justice. It's much cruder.
Okay.
So, yeah, they could be bards. Whoever taught them the song is probably. Perhaps there's a bard amongst them.
Sure does.
And it's one of those songs where there's a chorus, but each of them singing a different verse.
So
So they're taking turns.
if this were a poem, it would start with, there was an old man from Nantucket.
Pretty much.
Right?
More like
99 bottles of beer on the wall.
the tourney in West Bernal. That place is a fucking hole. We all went there.
So good.
Fought
Dudley's
like a
not
bear.
here, 'cause he would just
Which
be.
is an obvious slight against Bernal, whose house symbol is a bear. We took all of their stuff and we left. So even the last line doesn't rhyme. It's horrible.
No bugs.
And then each of them takes a turn talking about the things they're going to win or take or... And they come riding up on you. And it's... Hey! Elves on the horseback! Oh, you tied into the saddle?
Hey, bears on a horseback.
Bears?
Oh, shit.
We're from House Fencelor of the Heart.
Of course you are.
Bears. We piss on bears.
It's so good Dudley's not here.
There's some bears at the tournaments. You know, it hasn't happened yet.
Oh,
Are we doing this or are we going to start a fight?
heard it was coming up pretty fast.
Pretty fast.
We got delayed.
What happened? Goblins?
Taverns.
You're just in time, though.
Yeah, I kind of figured it wouldn't take off on its own there with the rain. And it's overcast again today, and it's raining a little bit. Kind of figured it'd get delayed. Speaking of getting delayed, right? Right? Everybody laughs.
So are we doing this? Are we starting to fight?
We're not gonna
What?
fight. What are you talking about?
You're
What?
sitting here insulting them the first thing you say to
You
them.
don't know they're getting insulted. Just let this go. This is what I do.
They hear you saying they're too dumb.
I drink and I know things.
One
That's
of
what
them
I
hands
do.
you a skin of ale from one horse to the other. Here, have a drink.
To the elf or to the human?
To the half elf.
Wow.
Can't even tell.
He looks like a small human, really.
To the boy?
Most of his features are hidden.
I'm youthful. That's what you can say. I'm youthful.
Your ears are hidden in the rain.
There you go, lad. Tried some ale from Jaws.
I like to add the flavor.
I'm going to start charging.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll take a swig. I'll start passing it around. Everybody here looks like they're having a good time, so it's just like...
Tyler.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead. I'll take a swig and...
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll go
I
ahead.
mean, it's not as good as that top shelf stuff you had last night.
That's reserved for a little bit, but yeah, I'll go ahead and pass it around
yeah,
with the
you
group.
know. It's been a long night for you guys. You rode a long
Definitely
night. You
need
guys
it.
haven't slept
For 24 hours now.
Yep.
24 hours.
Oh, crash on the
Trying to
bed.
pile on those.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on the wine. I just want to get back and go to bed.
Them and Wirt are staying close to one another and kind of trying to keep a low profile, but they're getting patted on the back a little too heavily. I mean, they've got the regalia of
Yep.
the barony on, so that's sort of surrounded back here and getting more than their share of. Well, hey, little fellas, you big enough to be in the jousting tournament?
I'd give it a go if I had a lance.
Because you don't. Yeah, I get it. That's good. That's good. Hey, the elf's funny. Hey. You carrying a musical instrument on you?
Of course.
Of course, it's not the.
It is
not the harp.
Not the upright harp.
And it is not. Please don't let it be the bagpipe.
It's the bagpipe.
No!
We love the bagpipes.
Yeah!
Play us something.
Alright, so I play a war march.
Oh, they're loving it. They're
Oh,
absolutely.
I can do
loving
drums too. There's like drums going too.
it.
Nice.
Perfect.
So yeah, along with the bagpipes, there's drums beating with the beat.
Play us into town.
Sure. My pleasure.
One of the guys who's been pretty quiet, obviously by the insignia, their captain, rides up closer to you as you're playing after you get a few bars in, and it sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pulls off a bag of coins and sets it between your legs on the saddle.
Mm.
Play on. Play on. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Finally, these are my kind of people. They appreciate the bagpipe.
He rides up to the front of the line so that he can ride his men into town. So you got an escort on the way back.
Nice.
I don't worry about hobgoblins or ogres.
Oh, I'm not worried about hobgoblins.
What hobgoblins? What ogres?
No. They all fled. Back into the day.
Back to bed.
Oh.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, you get back into town, and you guys can head on to the castle. These guys pretty much take over an inn.
Yeah. After we wake it all up with the bagpipe. Yep.
Well, it's not. It'll be morning by the time we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
A lot of people are up, but those that were drinking heavily the night before that would sleep.
They love the bagpipe music.
They're not getting
loving
a
it.
chance to do that.
Yeah.
Nope.
A lot of YouTube videos.
A few people I know from the constable's office last night. Or the night before.
Come join us tonight, pretty elf lady. Play some more of that music for us.
All right.
I'm just thinking about this. All right. It'd be my pleasure.
That look when you don't know if you should be insulted.
Sure thing, Harvey Weinstein.
It's the look where you're
Can I give
wondering
you a massage?
if you're going to have to kill any of these guys later. But yeah, Elena will enthusiastically go for it. And she's already plotting something. I don't know what yet, but there's definitely a scheme beginning to be formed.
There you go. Will you let me know what and when? And we'll roll some dice. So you're back at the castle.
Little nap.
Sam and Wirt take the horses and deal with those. They help you unpack any of your own gear. Get a couple other groomsmen or boys to run stuff up to your rooms that you don't want to carry.
I guess that afternoon or dinner time
If we
or
get some
sometime
sleep,
when it's convenient
Okay.
for the Baron, we'll tell
Sure.
him yourself.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think
Brunch.
it's okay. So we'll tell him.
The Dunseys are famous for their brunches.
Nice.
It's Sunday. It's a brunch day.
You have butter and everything.
Yep, exactly.
Butter.
So yeah, you make your report.
They have ogres. They're cutting down trees. Fortifications already.
Oh no.
They were all out throughout the woods at night.
Troubling.
Multiple.
It's a darn good thing you guys went and checked it out then. We would not have been prepared.
It's unfortunate that couldn't stop.
Oh, no, you did right. If you had tried and they had done you in, we would not have had this information, and it would have been our undoing as well. Smart move.
You faced ogres before.
What?
I have
ogres?
fought an ogre. I have personally fought an ogre in the hills.
What was it like?
Swing a mighty big club, let me tell you that. I was knocked off my saddle. Fortunately, I had a retinue with me, and we were able to overcome the beast, slay it. Not before I lost 2 of my men, though. And several of us, myself included, were certainly well wounded. They are tough.
I don't know how many they have. That's probably not just the one. they split up into multiple parties. We heard at least 3. Could be 3 ogres, 4, 5, 6.
So they are indeed fortifying.
Yes.
We'll keep. Yeah.
And they have ogres and many numbers of hobgoblins. It appears at least 15.
That's trouble, all right. That's trouble. Well, we dine tonight, and if the weather breaks in a couple of days, we'll have the tournament, and then, of course, my wedding. I am looking forward to that.
All right. It's good. Do you guys want to break today, or I don't know. We'll wait for Sir Dunley.
Yeah.
If we start something else, other than a fire,
I don't necessarily have any plans yet. I think the character will have a plot, but
yeah, give it some time to think about it for a way to scam these guys, the bears.
oh yeah,
The Bears.
they're not
What
the
are they called?
bears.
Bears on horses.
They're opposite bears.
What's the opposite of a bear?
They don't like the bears. That's what they mean. But,
I know, but they look like bears, right? You said they're big and hairy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
okay.
They were
So they
definitely
look like
mocking,
you. So do you look like a bear?
mocking Bernold by talking about how they
More
were
than
going to
you.
come and kill the bears.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
destroy the bears,
Yeah.
beat up the bears, or
Yeah.
there were several verses that had something about rounding behind a bear and doing something. horrible.
Yeah, these guys are pretty
Rather unknightly.
They are crass.
good from Jaws. They're like the newcomers to the kingdom.
Definitely the last kingdom to join the Empire. But House Venslor has been around for much longer. It was a border kingdom for a long time on its own. Definitely not as civilized as the inner kingdoms.
Right. I'm so glad we went.
I'm sad. So
What's wrong?
wanted to fight something.
Hey, I said
Fights.
we could have tried
Right.
fighting the guys on horseback.
Yeah.
To start a little fist fight.
But you see, here's the thing. Mar's trying to push Sir Dunley out front, right? It would have been great to say how, so-and-so is a much better tank than you, much better front line than you. He was so brave and courageous. He didn't sit and dawdle and talk to the bad guy. He just started fighting, and you should have seen it, da-da-da-da, right? Because, then I could really get him in trouble. So, I think maybe we should agree to what the story is about how we slay. No.
Well, we've already informed the bear and what happened.
I know.
Any number of other things might have taken place while you were gone.
It'd be entertaining to tell Sir Dunley something completely as boss and just watch him say silly shit in front of the bear.
You know he's going to watch this.
No.
Nobody ever watches. When they're supposed to, when I tell them, you're supposed to watch the video from last time that you missed. Only 1 in 10 players will actually do it.
I've watched minutes of what's been posted. I watched some of it here and there just to kind of see what it looked like or what it was, but I didn't watch the whole things.
But there are people that will watch.
I mean, if you'd never seen it, I was here. I don't.
Right.
Yeah, but he's going to watch it because he's going to want to know what happened while he wasn't here.
Let's see.
You want to make bets on it?
That would be
Sure.
interesting. Okay, so we just had this conversation. Make sure you leave this in.
Yeah.
If he tells us he saw us have this conversation,
You will each give him 100 gold.
Sure.
deal? And if he doesn't tell us we had this conversation,
Then,
We get to break his armor.
nope.
well, then you get to proceed with the plan of doing whatever it is you're going to do to embarrass him, and you'll get away with it. But if he finds you out because he's watched this, you have to give him 100 gold.
Okay, but no
I won't
extraordinary
prompt him.
efforts.
I will
Okay,
not
all
prompt.
right.
I will not post anything any more than I normally do. I mean,
All right.
If I didn't
You
post
usually
something,
do
it would
say,
be suspicious.
It's been edited or whatever.
yeah, just the same old stuff I always say.
And I won't edit this out.
I'm gonna watch it.
Oh,
Okay. So,
In fact, this little conversation here should be one of those highlight clips you save for a later,
I can do
for
that.
a later reel.
I can do that.
Best of.
Yeah.
Like once every few months, we should put a little highlight reel together of just a minute here, a minute there, of crazy shit we said or did.
Yeah, if anybody thinks of anything they want, highlight.
okay, I'll tell you, my highlight is I'm still proud of this.
Okay.
That the Duke's kids don't count. The kids
Barons-
that don't count, or the
the
Barons'
Barons'
kids,
Sons' kids are going to get bypassed or at
Because
least pushed off until
because his brother was a count, and the kids would inherit the count. What's that called?
yeah, sure.
The counteracy. I don't know what it's called. Whatever the title, but they're too young, so they don't count. And I think
That was the session we first met.
yeah.
We first ran into this city, right?
So that was my because that's a 3-level deep pun right there.
I'll try and
And I really, I'm very proud of that. So, if I'm making a case for a highlight reel, that pun.
Yeah.
And anytime we have, like, big combats where things are intense and whatever, those kind of things should make the highlight reel, right?
The critical fails should definitely make a highlight reel.
The harpy stuff. The harpy scene was really good.
Yeah.
With Sir Dudley.
That one's on the blooper reel. Shall we call it?
Wait, what are we telling them next week? What are we telling them happened?
Yeah, he's going to ask. You'll have to post something.
What's the lie we're gonna make?
I mean, what? Why?
Okay.
Oh.
You
Is this still
are
on?
madly in love with the captain of the bear team, whatever his name is. The guy who gave you the coin.
Captain from House of
So-
Epsilor.
Yeah.
I know I'm playing a female character, but do you actually want me to play a seductive female character?
No, I don't care whether you're seductive or not. Being in love doesn't make you seductive.
Okay,
It
so
just means-
it's a lie that I'm telling him.
yes. And meanwhile, this could also, maybe you can bake this into your scheme
Okay.
too. But we will play it off.
Oh,
as
I'm
if
just saying that there's
it-
safety lines when you're playing a female character, and bringing in romance or even implying it.
Physical romance always happens off screen, as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned.
yeah.
If you guys are okay with
Courtly
this, I'm okay with
romance, that's all fair game for at the table.
And
Okay.
you're talking about running a scam too. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a confidence scam is very much.
And that goes for males playing females, males playing males, females playing males, females playing females.
I just wanted to talk
Any
about this
combination,
because
that's how I generally proceed.
it can be unsettling for some people.
Absolutely. So it happens off screen.
Okay.
I'm not talking about physical romance. I'm saying we're going to tell him that you met this wonderful guy who is the captain of this town that he is particularly.
Did he come upon us when we were fighting the goblins?
No, because he'll find out about that from his uncle that we didn't really fight the goblins.
Yeah.
But we'll just say, "Oh, happy news! I met this wonderful man on Rogat. He's this great person." So you're going to go through. You're going to talk about how you can call this guy refined. You can
Are we
call
still
him-
alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if he sees this, he'll know what,
All right,
what this
fair
scam is. But you're going to call him refined. You're going to say he's this great guy,
Yeah.
and you should really meet him. You should come hang out with us.
Yeah.
I'm going to go bring him with us to the bar. Right, yeah. And then when they inevitably berate him and start getting on him, right, you're gonna be like, oh, don't be so sensitive, like, come on, settle down, like, come on, this is a great guy.
It's very
He's just
important
messing
to
with
me,
you.
Sir Dudley.
You're setting him up to be on the losing end of a brawl.
Yeah, it's kind of what we're doing.
Well, he'll survive. We'll
Yeah,
give him
he'll
We'll
survive.
give him the amulet first.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we'll
That's
give
one of
it
your character goals, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
to what? Inspire balls?
No, it is. I can't resist scamming people who are more powerful than me.
Okay, so here you go.
Right there.
Right.
Right in the wheelhouse.
Straight there.
So does this sound good? So that's the deploy when we get back is to get Sir Dunley in a fight with this band.
So why are we talking about?
Of course, this whole time, Tyler's been texting Sam and letting him know.
Oh no,
Go. Call it a game.
Good game,
All right. Next week.
see?
Next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.